Ladies and gentlemen, let me hit you with something that's going to sound crazy at first, but lean in. Listen close. 50 million is already yours. Not tomorrow, not someday, not when you finally make it. I'm talking about right now, already written in your story, already lined up in your future, already stamped with your name on it. But you know why you don't have it yet? Because you don't think like it's yours. See, most people walk around broke not because they lack talent or hustle or drive. They stay broke because their mindset is broke. They've been trained to believe that wealth is for other people. They've been conditioned to dream small, to ask for less, and to fear failure. And when you think like that, you can't even see the opportunities meant for you. You'll walk right past them. But let me tell you, or 50 million is already in motion. It's out there in somebody's hands right now, waiting for you to line your life up to receive it. This speech, this message, it's not about money, really. It's about how you see yourself. It's about unlocking the version of you that doesn't wait, that doesn't shrink, that doesn't settle. You're not broke, you're just out of alignment. And once your mind lines up with your calling, the world starts moving in your favor. So stay with me. Don't blink. Don't scroll. Because by the end of this, you're not just going to believe that 50 million is possible. You're going to start moving like it's already yours. Let's get one thing straight. You are not starting from zero. You may not see the millions in your bank account yet, but don't ever get it twisted. The value is already inside you. The world just hasn't caught up to it yet. That 50 million you're chasing, you're already carrying it in your ideas, in your experiences, in your talent, in your story. The real question isn't if you're worth millions. The real question is, when are you going to start acting like it? People think wealth is about luck or inheritance or being in the right place at the right time. That's not the truth. Wealth comes from recognizing the value of what you already have and putting it to use. You might have a skill that solves a problem, a voice that inspires people, a story that can change lives, or a product idea that can serve millions. But if you're waiting for someone to give you a shot, you're already behind. The opportunity doesn't come before the belief. You believe first, and the world responds to your belief. Right now, somebody is making millions just by teaching what they already know. Right now, somebody is getting paid to do something you do for free. Somebody took a skill that you've been sleeping on, and they turned it into an empire. Why? Not because they're better, not because they're more special. They just saw their own value before anyone else did. And that's the key. You have to value what you bring to the table, even if nobody's clapping for it yet. See, when you don't believe you're worth millions, you treat yourself like a discount. You settle for less. You hesitate to charge your worth. You hesitate to show up boldly. You let fear, doubt, and past failures talk you out of your potential. But I'm telling you right now, every setback you've had, every job you've worked, every lesson you've learned, it all added weight to your value. Nothing is wasted. You're not empty. You're not starting from scratch. You've been collecting value your whole life. You just need to package it and put a price on it. Think about this. If someone offered you 50 million right now to switch lives, would you take it? Probably not. Why? Because you know what you've got is worth more. You know your vision, your kids, your goals, your freedom. That's priceless. So why are you acting like what you have doesn't matter? Why are you talking like your voice has no weight? You've got to stop second guessing the value of who you are. Because when you downplay your gift, you delay your wealth. Your value doesn't start when someone else sees it. It starts when you believe it. When you walk into a room knowing your worth, the room shifts. When you talk like you've got something to offer, people listen. When you create from your strengths instead of your doubts, you begin to build something unstoppable. That's the difference between those who build wealth and those who dream about it. It's not ability, it's mindset. You've got to wake up every day and remind yourself, I'm carrying something valuable. You've got to protect it, sharpen it, share it, because there's money tied to your uniqueness. There's opportunity attached to your perspective. And the more you own that, the more your life will start reflecting it. The world doesn't pay you what you're worth. It pays you what you believe you're worth. If you start believing that you're already a million dollar vessel, your actions will start to match that. And once your actions shift, the results will follow. So no more, I'm just trying to get by. No more, I'm not ready yet. No more, once I learn more, I'll start. You've got everything you need to start building. You don't need perfect timing. You don't need permission. What you need is to stop doubting what's already inside you. Stop sleeping on yourself. Stop looking around and start looking within. Because once you realize that 50 million is already in your mind, your voice, your grind, and your purpose, that's when the world will finally pay attention. That's when you'll stop chasing money and start attracting it. You're already worth millions. Act like it, speak like it, move like it, because the moment you do, everything around you will start shifting to match what's already true. Let me break it down for you right now. If you're walking around thinking the only thing standing between you and getting rich is money, then you've already lost the game. See, the real bank account ain't in your wallet, it's in your mindset. That's where the millions start. People keep thinking they need a better job, a bigger paycheck, a winning lottery ticket. But that's not how wealth works. The truth is, if your mind is poor, even if I handed you $1 million today, you'd lose it by next year. Why? Because your thinking hasn't changed. You still think broke, act broke, move broke. So that money wouldn't stay with you. It would slip through your fingers like water. Wealth starts with how you see yourself. It starts with how you speak. It starts with what you believe is possible. A person with a wealthy mindset doesn't just wait for money to come. They look for ways to create it. They think in terms of value, not just cost. They ask different questions. They're not saying, can I afford this? They're asking, how can I create enough value to pay for this 100 times over? You see the difference. It's not about the money itself. It's about the energy and intention behind how you think about money. Let me be real with you. I've seen folks with no college degree, no fancy resume, no money in the bank, but they had the mindset of a winner. And you know what? They made it. Not overnight, but over time, because their mind was already aligned with the idea that success was not just possible, it was inevitable. They walked into every room like they belonged there. They started talking like money was already listening. And sooner or later, the opportunities lined up with that belief. Your thoughts create your actions, and your actions create your results. That's not motivation talk. That's science. That's life. If you think small, you're going to act small. If you keep telling yourself you're not ready, guess what? You'll never be ready. But if you start telling yourself you're capable, that you're valuable, that you've got something the world needs, then you'll begin to move differently. And when you move differently, life starts paying attention. One of the biggest mindset shifts you need to make is this: stop chasing money and start attracting it. Money chases value. It chases confidence. It chases people who solve problems. When you focus on becoming the kind of person who adds value, the money follows. That's why people with the same job title can have completely different salaries, because one of them brings more value to the table and knows it. That's a mindset thing. You can put two people in the same situation And the one with the rich mindset will always find a way to come out on top. Now, here's the part people don't like to hear. The rich mindset takes discipline. It takes intention. You can't think rich and hang around people who constantly talk poor. You can't think rich and keep feeding your mind negativity, fear, and doubt. You've got to protect your mental space like your life depends on it. Because it does. Your future is being shaped every single day by the way you think. You've got to start feeding your mind with books, mentors, videos, goals, and people who are living the kind of life you want. And you've got to train your brain to expect more, not from others, but from yourself. The broke mindset will always focus on what's missing. The rich mindset focuses on what's possible. The broke mindset waits for opportunity. The rich mindset creates opportunity. And when you flip that switch in your mind, when you start thinking like a millionaire even before you become one, that's when you start becoming magnetic. Doors start opening. Ideas start flowing. People start listening because energy doesn't lie. And the energy of a rich mindset, that stuff is powerful. It moves things. It attracts deals, partnerships, resources. It makes people want to help you win. So hear me loud and clear. The real money is not in your pocket. It's not in your job. It's not in your circumstances. It's in your head. It's in your beliefs. It's in the way you talk to yourself when nobody's watching. You change your mindset, and your entire financial reality will start to change. You'll start seeing things you couldn't see before. You'll start believing in things you used to doubt. And most of all, you'll start acting like the kind of person who doesn't hope to get rich, but expects to. Because when your mindset is right, the money has no choice but to show up. Let me tell you something that might shock you. Rich people didn't wait until the money showed up before they started walking, talking, and thinking like they had it. Nope, they acted rich before the results ever came. And I'm not talking about pretending or faking it just to look good. I'm talking about living with the mindset, habits, and energy of someone who's already successful. You can't wait to feel rich. You've got to move like money is already yours, like success is already written, like your dreams are already forming into reality. See, too many people are sitting around waiting for a big break, waiting for more money, waiting for the right time. But success doesn't reward waiters, it rewards doors. You don't get the feeling of being rich first and then act on it. You act like it first, and then the feelings, the results, and the bank account catch up later. You've got to get in alignment with the future you're building, even when there's no sign of it yet. Let's be clear, acting rich doesn't mean going out and buying stuff you can't afford. It doesn't mean living above your means just to impress people. That's not confidence. That's insecurity with a price tag. Acting rich means showing up in life with discipline, focus, and clarity. It means you start taking care of your time like it's money, because it is. It means you speak with confidence because you know what you bring to the table. You plan your day, you value your work, and you carry yourself with a sense of purpose, even when no one's clapping yet. Think about the kind of life you want. Now ask yourself, are you walking, talking, dressing, thinking, and working in a way that lines up with that life? Or are you waiting for the rich life to start before you level up how you move? Because the people who succeed, they don't wait to become rich to start showing up differently. They shift their posture, their presence, and their mindset now. They know the mind has to go there before the money ever will. Let me give you a real world example. Let's say you want to be a millionaire entrepreneur. You want your own brand, your own freedom, your own income. But right now, you're working a 9-to-5 that barely pays the bills. Most people in that situation would say, well, once I have more money or more time, then I'll start thinking like a business owner. No, that's the trap. You've got to already be thinking like a CEO while you're working that job. Use your evenings to build. Wake up earlier to read. Spend your weekends mastering your craft. Start speaking life over your dreams. Act like you're already running something, because you are. Everything starts to shift when you start carrying yourself differently. When you sit up straighter, look people in the eye, and speak with clarity, that energy says, I'm going somewhere, and people feel it. They don't need to see your bank account to believe in you. They see the belief in you. They see how serious you are, how prepared you are, how committed you are. And that's when opportunities start coming your way. Not because you begged for them, but because your energy matched what you said you wanted. You ever notice how some folks walk into a room and immediately command attention? They might not be famous. They might not even have a ton of money, but something about them feels powerful. That's because they already decided who they are. And they show up as that version of themselves no matter what. That's what you've got to do. Decide who you are. Then show up like it's already done. You've got to live like your dream is watching you. Because it is. You can't fake real confidence. But you can build it every time you act rich. With your discipline, your goals, your character, your energy, you're putting bricks down. You're building the foundation for the life you want. And eventually, the results show up. They have to. Life matches energy. When you stop waiting and start acting, you stop hoping and start creating. That's the secret. That's the power. So from now on, no more I'll start when. No more waiting for the money before you move like money is coming. The money is attracted to motion. Your success is watching how you carry yourself when no one's clapping, no one's buying, and no one's watching. You've got to show up every single day like your future depends on it, because it does. Act rich now. Think rich now. Move rich now. Because when you do that long enough, the world will stop asking, who do you think you are? And start saying, I knew they were going to make it. Let me tell you something real. The world don't hand out trophies to people who play it safe. It don't reward the ones who tiptoe around life, scared of rejection, scared of judgment, scared of failing. The universe responds to energy, and it answers to boldness, not recklessness, boldness. The kind of bold that says, I may not have all the answers, but I believe I belong here. I believe in what I'm building. Because if you don't believe in you, why would anybody else? See, the people who win big are the ones who take the risk of looking crazy, of being misunderstood, of walking alone. They don't sit around waiting for a guarantee. They step out like it's already done. They knock on doors like they expect them to open. They speak their dream out loud like it's not just possible, like it's inevitable. And when the universe hears that kind of certainty, it starts rearranging things. It brings the right people, the right moments, the right opportunities. But it only shows up for the ones who show up with bold belief. Let me ask you something. How many times have you talked yourself out of something before you even tried? How many blessings have you missed because you let doubt drive the car? That small, timid voice that says, you're not ready. What if you fail? What if they laugh at you? That voice is a thief. It steals dreams every single day. And the worst part is, it sounds just like you, but it's not the real you. The real you is the one that gets excited, the one that sees something bigger, the one that keeps imagining a life that doesn't match where you are now. That's your spirit talking. That's belief knocking. You've got to understand that timid doubters wait for signs while bold believers become the sign. The bold ones don't need to see the whole staircase. They just take the first step like it's solid ground. And guess what? The ground shows up, because that's how life works. You go first. The blessing follows. Now, this doesn't mean you won't feel fear. Oh, Fear's gonna show up every single time you stretch. But boldness is not the absence of fear, it's moving anyway. Bold believers feel the same nerves, the same uncertainty, but they've trained their mind to push forward. They've made a habit out of betting on themselves. And after a while, the universe starts betting on them too. You want to get rich. You want to build something meaningful. You want to leave a legacy. Then you've got to step out before it's comfortable. There's no success without that leap of faith. You don't wait for things to be perfect. You move while it's messy. You take action before the plan is complete. You speak up before the room agrees with you. That's what bold believers do. And slowly but surely, the world adjusts. People start listening. The doors start creaking open. Why? Because boldness is magnetic. Confidence is contagious. It changes the way people see you. It changes the way you see yourself. Doubt, on the other hand, is like a fog. It clouds your judgment. It keeps you stuck in place. And here's the truth. Most people live their whole lives in that fog. Not because they didn't have talent, not because they didn't have potential, but because they never believed in themselves enough to go after what was already theirs. Don't let that be your story. The moment you decide to believe without needing proof, that's when things start moving. Because that belief turns into energy, it turns into effort, it turns into consistency, and that's when you start to rise. People will say, how'd they do it? And the answer won't be luck, it'll be belief. Relentless, loud, untouchable belief. So if you're tired of waiting, tired of second guessing, tired of letting small thinking keep you small, then this is your wake-up call. Stop playing with your potential. Step into the bold version of yourself. Speak louder. Walk taller. Show up like the person you say you want to be. That version of you, the bold one, already exists. You've just got to let them lead. The universe is not going to move for someone who keeps whispering their dreams and doubting their steps. It's going to move for the person who stands up and says, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm not backing down. Be that person. Be the bold believer and watch how everything begins to shift in your favor. Let me tell you something that can change your whole life if you grab hold of it. Your mouth is a magnet. Your words are building your world every single day, whether you realize it or not. And if you're walking around saying, I hope, I wish, or maybe one day, then don't be surprised when nothing changes. See, people who win big don't talk like that. They speak like they already got it. They speak like what they want is already theirs. They don't ask if, it's when. They don't wonder how. They just say, I know it's coming. That's the difference. If you want to be rich, successful, powerful, or peaceful, then start speaking like it's already a done deal. That's not lying to yourself. That's calling your future forward. That's lining your mouth up with your mind, your spirit, and your direction. You don't have to wait for the money to start saying, I am wealthy. You don't need a trophy to say, I'm a winner. You speak it first. Then life starts aligning with your words. But if you're speaking broke, tired, defeated, and stuck, guess what you're going to keep seeing? Exactly that. Because your words are seeds, and every seed you plant with your mouth grows into something you'll eventually live in. Some people don't get that, so they stay stuck in circles, always reacting to life instead of creating it. They say what they see instead of saying what they want to see. That's a big mistake, because when you speak only what's around you, you stay stuck in what's around you. If your bank account is low, don't keep saying, I'm broke. Say, this is temporary. I'm stepping into overflow. When the job ain't paying enough, don't keep complaining. Say, I'm getting ready to walk into a season where I'm paid what I'm worth. That's not fantasy. That's faith. That's how you flip the script on your life. People might laugh when you start doing this. They might say, You're acting like you're rich already. And that's exactly the point. If I'm going to talk, I'm going to speak things that build me up, not tear me down. I'm going to speak power, not pity. I'm going to speak overflow, not lack. Why? Because I understand my mouth is not just for eating, it's for creating. Every word I say is either building the future I want or reinforcing the one I'm trying to escape. That's real. Now, this takes practice. You've got to train your tongue. You've got to catch yourself when you say things like, I can't, or I'll never, and instead flip it. I'm learning. Say, it's coming. Say, I'm growing through this. Those words carry weight. They shift your energy. They attract solutions. They open doors. But you've got to be consistent. You can't speak big one day and then doubt the next 5. Speak it like you mean it. Speak it even when nothing looks like it's working. That's when it counts the most. You want to know a secret. All the greats, all the millionaires, all the legends, they spoke it long before they saw it. When no one believed in them, when they had nothing but a dream and a voice, they spoke like it was already theirs. And slowly things began to move. Opportunities showed up. People started listening. The dream started becoming real. Not because they were lucky, but because they were loud about what they believed in. So whatever you want, speak it. If you want financial freedom, start saying it daily. Money flows to me easily. I attract opportunities. I have everything I need to succeed. If you want better relationships, say it. I'm surrounded by love and loyalty. The right people are finding me. If you want peace, speak peace. I am calm. I am centered. No chaos lives in me. You don't have to wait for your environment to change. You change your environment with your voice. And the truth is, the more you speak it, the more your brain starts to believe it. The more you believe it, the more you act like it. And the more you act like it, the faster it shows up. That's the power of speaking as if it's already done. Not begging, not hoping, declaring, affirming, owning it. So from now on, don't speak small. Don't speak doubt. Don't speak what you don't want. Speak what's yours. Speak it with fire. Speak it like you already got it. Because if you can say it with your mouth and believe it in your heart, your life will have no choice but to rise and meet those words. Every word you say is a step toward your destiny. So speak like you're already walking in it. Let's not overcomplicate this. Sometimes your whole life comes down to one decision. Just one choice, one moment of clarity, 1 second of courage can flip your entire story. People think change has to take years, but real change, real breakthrough, it often begins in an instant. It starts the moment you say, I'm going living like this, or I'm going all in, or no more fear. That moment right there, that's when everything shifts. The path doesn't get easier, but it gets clearer and your direction becomes powerful. Most people are waiting on a sign, waiting for the perfect time, waiting until they have more money, more support, more confidence. But here's the truth. Life doesn't wait for you. And greatness doesn't chase people who hesitate. The people who get everything they dream about, they're not always the smartest, the richest, or the most connected. They're just the ones who decided. That's it. They decided to go for it. They made the call, took the risk, stepped into the unknown, and everything changed after that. One decision can separate you from who you are and who you're meant to be. You can be broke today and wealthy tomorrow if you decide to start moving like someone who values their time and energy. You can be stuck today and free tomorrow if you choose to stop making excuses and start taking action. You don't need to fix everything at once. You just need to decide who you're going to be, and then refuse to let anything pull you back into the old version of yourself. Here's the truth. Nobody tells you most people aren't stuck because they're out of options. They're stuck because they haven't made the decision that they're done playing small. They haven't decided to stop settling. They haven't decided to bet on themselves. You can have all the potential in the world, but if you don't make that decision, the one that says, I'm all in on my future, then nothing's going to move, nothing's going to change. Because your life rises or falls at the level of your choices. That one decision can be scary. Let's be honest. It might mean walking away from comfort, from habits, from people who don't support your growth. It might mean looking foolish for a while, but I promise you this, it's worth it. Every time you choose growth over comfort, life rewards you. Every time you decide to believe in something bigger for yourself, doors start to open. Not because it's magic, but because you've finally aligned your actions with your vision. People underestimate the power of deciding. They think they have to feel ready, but feelings come after movement, not before. You want confidence. Make the move first. You want clarity. Take the step. You want success. Decide to show up like a successful person every day, even when nobody claps for you. That's how the game is won. Think about your life right now. What's the one decision you've been avoiding? Maybe it's starting the business. Maybe it's leaving that toxic environment. Maybe it's investing in your personal growth, changing your daily habits, or forgiving yourself for the past. Whatever it is, deep down you already know it. You feel it every time you sit in silence. You hear it whispering when the noise dies down. That's your spirit trying to guide you. Don't ignore it anymore. You don't need to be perfect to make the decision. You just need to be willing. You don't need a plan for the next 10 years. You need to decide on today, right now. The future is shaped by what you choose to do with this moment. That's it. One decision, one real, serious decision can lead to a new mindset, a new circle, a new income, a new lifestyle, and a new legacy. That's the power you hold. Not next year, not next month, today. So if you're sitting there wondering how to change your life, stop looking for 50 steps. Start with one. Decide. Decide that you're done surviving and ready to start thriving. Decide that you're not going to let fear, doubt, or old habits win anymore. Decide to believe in what's possible, because the life you want isn't as far away as you think. It's just one decision away. The question is, are you bold enough to make it?